What do you?
Well, this is our second or third introduction today on Labor Day. Hi, Jonathan.
Hello there, Bill.
Welcome to WP-Tonic. This is our Labor Day special. We are laboring on Labor Day just for you to do a great show for WP-Tonic and WordPress. And you missed the best part of the show is what you didn't see. I already raised 2 Google Pluses. Jonathan and I had some very friendly conversations.
As always, Bill, we like it's like a married couple, isn't it? We
People would
bicker,
pay to
we
hear those
bicker,
ones I
we
raised.
bicker, we bicker, basically, don't we?
Yeah. You sound a little low right now. It might be my system, probably my headset. But I think you're coming fine on call recorder. So let me just turn up my headset while we're talking. But go
Right.
ahead and start talking about the WordPress page buildup that we're going to work on today.
So basically, I'm going to talk. We are going to talk about WordPress visual page builders that allow people who have got WordPress websites who want different layouts for their main pages and for their posts or for any content. They want a different layout than what the theme which they're utilizing offers, but they haven't or they don't want to learn CSS or PHP, um, but they want some more flexibility in how they can lay out their pages. And as I was saying, Bill, WordPress has got enormous strengths. It's got a fantastic development and user community that's in the tens of thousands. It's very supportive. There's loads of quality themes, free or commercial, that are very reasonably priced. And it's got loads of plugins and it's a very flexible system. But one of the frustrations a lot of new users get is that when they get their site and they get it set up and they've chosen the theme that they like, and there's some areas of the website that they would like to change that are more than just changing colours or putting a picture up. It's more about layout. They find themselves a bit restricted because they don't understand CSS or PHP. And there are some online commercial products that host websites. One of the leading is Squarespace. It's a private company and they offer a system where you can choose themes and they host the website for you, and they offer a kind of visual editor. And compared to the power of WordPress and the community behind it, I don't think any private company can really compete against that sort of power. But one of the strengths of Squarespace and Weebly, and there's a couple of other ones, is they offer this visual editor, and um, and that's one of the areas where WordPress, um, to that new user, kind of falls down on. Is that what do you feel about that, Bill?
I agree. And what I was going to say is I was just thinking about the three different levels. You have the beginner, intermediate, and advanced. You're definitely advanced professional. I'm somewhere around the intermediate user, business user, who definitely is well past beginner. So I've been looking at a lot of different elements. I started out with dynamic, Genesis and dynamic, which we'll talk about last, which really is not one of these page builders. But I need to really experiment with page builder myself. Probably need to go buy one of the less expensive page builders and play with it. And I do know some podcasters who use page builders. I can't think of what they're using, but it's definitely easier. One of my concerns is I like speed. Now I'm always worried about these page builders being slower. And you might want to address that a little bit.
I think it's a very justifiable concern, and I think because of your knowledge of that and you're aware of that, is that I think you could still probably utilize one of these page builders, Bill, but you've got to have parameters. You just don't go absolutely mad with it because you've got to take in the concern that it's it's not fantastic. It's not going to be up to the coding standards of somebody who's a hardcore PHP programmer. or somebody who's very experienced in building themes, because they're gonna reduce the codes to the minimum because it's their profession. But on the other hand, some of these some of these page builders are very good.
Right. Quick question: with the page builders, does that keep you from having to have as many plugins?
That's an interesting question, and it's not a question that I've really thought about. I think in some areas it might be. That's a difficult one to ask because it's very linked to exactly what each user is trying to attempt with their website.
Hey, let me show you something that I'm real pleased with. This is my wife's blog, and it's done with Genesis with Dynamic over it, which I have the developer's licenses to. But it's very fast. I mean, it's very fast. See, it moves. It just moves fast, and it's got a lot of neat stuff in it. And if you read more, this is her home values. But it's simple, and we're getting better all the time. So this is how I started. Here's Hot August Nights, where you actually see. Let me go back where I actually have a better clip on here. Art Town. This is good here. Go to read more, and you can see. By the way, I found that iTunes. I mean iTunes. That Google, YouTube actually loads very fast because it doesn't use the it's maximized for WordPress, the actual video itself, the video or the image. So I'm just learning some little tricks inside. But anyway, that's sort of my play, and I just like it's fast. So I went back to this. I haven't tried really one of these WordPress page builders, but they're beautiful. But I think they just, for me, I don't know. I'm not in as much beauty as I am in functionality.
Right.
You have both, by the way. On your web page, you go to WP-Tonic. That's very beautiful. I don't know if beautiful is a good site. A very pleasing, artistic site is probably a better word. And it has a lot of functionality. But I do believe it's a dab slower than some of my other sites.
It should be a bit quicker today because I spent a good time of the yesterday optimizing it, Bill.
Well, I know. Yes, optimizing is good.
So it should be a bit quicker, and Google says it.
I loaned it right there. Yeah, it's definitely faster than it was a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, because Google is saying it. So I think we
Here it
get
is.
onto the first one, Bill. The first of these page builders, and it's called SiteOrigin, and one of its strengths is I had a good look at it, and I was amazed at its functionality and what it offers. And why am I amazed? Because it's totally free, Bill. It's a totally free plugin, and it's I forgot the gentleman's name that developed it. The gentleman is a developer based in South Africa in Cape Town, and it seems to have a reasonable community around it. And it's a highly visual editor that enables you to build quite um, complicated page layouts. And I spent a little while looking at it, and I was quite impressed with it, Bill. And obviously, you've got the concerns that at some stage the developer of this will have, if he's going to continue developing it, is going to have to find some way of monetizing this system because otherwise he won't be able to make a living. And that's one of the concerns of utilizing a free service like this. But as a starter, as a way of getting yourself into utilizing one of these page builders, one of these visual page builders, I think it's an excellent product, Bill.
I agree. I was reading down below. It says on the bottom of the page, it says it's drag and drop interface. It's so easy to learn that you're up and running in no time, and you don't even need to change the theme you're using.
Well, that was one of its strengths. It could be a little bit more complicated than that because obviously it depends on the quality of the original theme. Was the original theme that you're utilizing, was it coded up to the WordPress core standards that are
So,
out there?
so could I drop this on top of Genesis and Dynamic?
No.
So it has to be one of your. That's when you might go into a little bit of explanation because Matt spoke about it in our, I think it was episode 6 of WP-Tonic. He spoke about the concept of using the framework of WordPress and not using something like Genesis.
I proposed we are going to talk about Genesis and dynamic. So would it be okay we leave it to when we get to the
Okay.
actual to it, and then? But I think it's a very you're totally right.
Okay. Do we want to
Uh,
go back to the next WordPress page builder site here?
yes, the next one
Virtual.
is Virtual Composer. Now, Virtual Composer, you buy it from Code Canyon, which is one of the leading commercial theme and plugin websites. And Visual Composer is one of the older of these kind of visual page WordPress page builders. I have utilized this product on a couple of projects which I've inherited or been asked to take over, and the owner had been utilizing this plugin. And one of its strengths is that it has a lot of documentation, a lot of training videos. So it has a support forum, and it, like I say, it has a lot of quality documentation. It also has a lot of additional functionality which has been added to the core product, and also they allow third parties to build extensions on the core plugin. So it has a lot of functionality on offer. And for the price, which is around $28, it offers a lot when it comes to value for money. My only qualms about it, and this is just my personal perspective, is that I found the fundamental layout mechanism to be a little bit clunky. And compared to some of the newer page building products that have come out in the past year, I feel some of its core functionality is slightly getting a little bit dated, but that's just my perspective. And I don't want to discourage people from looking at it and maybe considering buying it because it is a very well supported, and I think over 100,000 websites have downloaded the product and are actively utilizing it for their website.
It's very good. Yeah, it's a beautiful. I actually like their. I like their website that they sell off of their platform.
Yes,
So
yes,
I like that. It's nice.
it's an established company and it's established product. I think the parent company is called WP Bakery, um, and it's been around for I think for over 4 years actually. I'm not sure, or 2 to 3 years. I think it's been around. So, like I say, it's one of the more established products in this area, right?
Unique premium add-ons,
Yes, that
templates, powerful templates and management, tablet, easy to use tablet manager,
yes,
developer unique add-ons, integrated. Yeah, it's nice. Forbes.
yes,
It's really nice. I look at the sales and marketing side. They've done a nice sales and marketing side themselves.
yes. It's very professional. Yes.
A lot of things that I'm not as familiar with. I'll tell you that it's really interesting though. This whole business. You and I, there's people your age who have been doing this for a long time. You've always had an interest in computers and you've kept up with it. You're probably playing with iTunes when it came out. I'm guessing. Yes,
Yeah.
no.
Yes.
A lot of people haven't. A lot of people didn't because people 30 and under like my son are more into this than the baby boomers, and that's what my program Timelines of Success always goes in. So I always look at that transition. We're really talking to those people who want to build really nice WordPress sites. They maybe are hobbyists, want to going to the next level. That's what I think
Well,
our target is, the people listening to WP Tonic.
Well, I think hopefully you've got a very diverse audience because I think we cover, we're doing more interviews, but
Yeah, the
we,
interviews are.
yeah,
Who listens to the interviews? Is it developers or the
I think it'll appeal to anybody that's interested in WordPress.
right?
So shall we go on to the third one, Bill?
Yep, yep.
Um,
Thermify.
yes, Firmify is another very visual page building product. It comes with a very slick interface. It's a established theme shop that's been making commercial themes for over 4 years. I think they're well respected. I've not utilised any of their themes or other products, but I am aware of the company. And the visual editor was recommended to me, so I had a good look at it. And like I say, it seems a very quality product. And at $39, it's not that expensive.
I had a quick question. It
Mhm.
says Thermify build the builder is available for use with any Thermify theme as part of the framework. It says the purchase of builder plugins which works on any premium theme, framework, or custom built theme. So if I have Genesis, I could throw Thermify on top of it
No, I'd be very surprised if it would work with Genesis, but I would have to confirm that with the developer.
because
Or
Genesis is the framework, of course.
I'll be very surprised if it would work with
So
Genesis.
what frameworks do you think it works on?
Well, it works with, they provide, it's one area, when I read all the support, some of the support documentation, they don't totally make clear because they provide a purpose-made theme and the plugin, and they also provide the plugin on its own that supposedly works with all the major theme shops. Um, so obviously, because they're providing their own themes, some additional functionality must be provided by adding their own theme to the plugin. But that additional functionality isn't totally explained in their support documentation. So that is a slightly grey area, or it could be that I just didn't read the documentation enough, and it might be down to me. But it does so. But they do provide a independent plugin that will work with the majority of um, themes that are just based on WordPress core. And but Genesis isn't. Genesis is based on a third-party framework, which is Genesis. So that's why it won't work. But there's another problem, and it's got nothing to do with the actual core product, which seems very good. Its problem is SiteOrigin, which is totally free. And what I saw is a very similar product to what they are providing. So they're providing a product which they want to charge you $39, but then you can get a similar product for free. But I say that, but paying that 39, you get access to professional support, and you have an established company that's been running for over 4 years. And so there's a good chance that it's going to be there in a year's time. So it's kind of swings and roundabouts. So what I would say to you, maybe you might want to look at Site Origin, but if you want more quality professional support, and I'm not saying that Site Origin support isn't professional, but those that are engaged in it can only do so much because it's free.
No, I understand. I think people understand free is only you get what you get. Free is free. Nothing is really free, and nothing can survive that's free. You have to generate some kind of revenue source or some kind of income. Hey, I want to do something real fast. We've gone through 3 of these now.
Yeah.
On here, I just want to sort of play around PHP script. There's a lot to this. I mean, there's a lot of stuff here. I'm not going to go through all of this. This was the one before, and here's the free theme. Let's go back to the free theme.
Please don't.
The free theme, it just had page builder, had a little bit of support. It's pretty straightforward. And this is more of a blog support type. Here's premium right here. You can actually buy premium support. That's how they make their money.
Oh, I wasn't aware of that. So
I'm just trying to figure out how they make their money. That's how they do it. They got a premium package here.
Oh, thank you for pointing that out, Bill. I should have looked at that in a little bit more detail.
Okay. That's why I just wanted to go back so people can refresh. We've gone through 3 so far. So Conductor is next.
Yes, Conductor from our friend Matt, who came on WP-Tonic, was a great guest.
Yes, very good guest.
And he's a great member of the WordPress community, and his company do some great themes, Slocum themes.
Yeah, that's, go ahead.
And they produced this new plugin.
Episode 7, 6.
Yeah, 6 or 7, wasn't
6.
it? 6.
I just looked at it's on the press right there. You go to WP-Tonic. You go to blog. It's 6 right here. And I need to add on this link. I don't actually have this link that's up here, so I'll add it after the show today. These links down here.
Oh, great.
So I'll add those.
So they produced this new plugin, and I've had a bit of a look at it, and it is very impressive what they've done. I was interested in some of the feedback you gave, because you've also looked at it, and you felt it was kind of it seemed a little bit restricted to kind of newspaper magazine layouts. And I think that's probably, I can't swear to it, but I think that's more down to the video examples that they have produced. And they've produced some very nice videos with nice commentary from Matt that shows some of the key functionality that they're offering. But as I delved into it, it's even more powerful than it initially seems. And they've built it into the core interface of WordPress, and it offers a very polished, slick interface. And compared to some of the other products, I think it's one of the more powerful theme page building systems that's on offer. But there's a duality there. It offers a lot more functionality. So that could be a little bit more, so it's a little bit more complicated to utilize. But I say that the examples shown in the videos, it seems to provide an interface that's pretty easy to use. What was your feelings, Bill?
You know, this is my first introduction. Actually, I knew about the concept, but I understand so much more than when we actually did the podcast with Matt now. What I'd like to do is play this for a second. I just want to see what the intro looks like. Can you hear that? Can you guys hear that? Yeah.
No, I'm not
hearing. Okay, it doesn't come through.
No.
You can hear Matt. I need to work that out on the ability to be able to hear when I play something.
Yes.
But you can see right now on the screen, this is his tutorial, which is pretty good. But
they're very polished tutorials, aren't they? Because he's a fantastic podcaster and social media individual that's experienced. So you would expect they would be, and they do seem to have provided a lot of training materials, and it's a polished launch, and it seems a very quality product. So I am very impressed with it.
Well, we like Matt because he came on our show, and he was a really nice guy.
Well, I wasn't going to say this, but I think I've got to say something. If Matt watches this, hopefully he won't take it the wrong way, because I have sung the praises of this product, haven't I, Bill? But there is a little bit of a but, and the but is the way it was initially chosen to launch this product and the marketing message that was chosen. And it was a little bit controversial, and I was hesitant to go over spilt milk because I don't want to detract from the core product, which is excellent, and they should be congratulated for what they've done. But they chose to say that you could build a $30,000 kind of website
for $300.
For $300, and in some ways you probably could, because it is that good a plugin, but you still need all the knowledge and experience of an individual to utilize that tool. So
It may be simpler to build that 30,000 site even for a knowledgeable person.
but the way, yes, you're absolutely spot on, Bill. You cottoned on. You're
Yeah.
absolutely correct. But the way it was initially kind of marketed, it gave the impression that you could be just a normal user. You could buy their plugin, and you could knock a $30,000 website out, and that it was slight. It left a slight bad feeling.
Matt is a good guy. He works hard in his marketing. He's got a
It's
good
great.
product. I know what you're saying because we've had a lot of discussion about different products, and we sort of have a mini mastermind between you, I, and Glenn at the collective. And Glenn is like the online marketer using Glenn Fitzgerald, who comes on from time to time, yourself and me. And I know what you're saying, but
Yeah.
he's got to make.
No.
You know what? His business has to make a profit,
Yes. Yes.
and it's a good
I
product.
I was really hesitant to bring this up, but I didn't want people to think that I'm not going to say any kind of criticism because I like a individual or I won't. But I think it was a slight mistake. It's done and over with. I think they've changed their message a little bit, but fundamentally the core product. The core is fantastic, and I think they've done a fantastic job.
Right. No, yep. Matt will be watching this, I'm sure. Matt will get
And
this. And Matt,
and
folks,
it,
I know. No, our WP-Tonic is growing well. We're getting good numbers.
but I will always be honest with the audience. Yeah, I don't care if it causes me personal grief or causes me some slight troubles because I'm prepared to be honest.
Hey, speaking of grief, I don't want to go over 30 minutes today.
Yes, because
We're at 27 minutes.
So we probably will go a little bit, but I'm trying to keep this on track, Bill. So the last one, which you've got a lot of experience with.
No, I won't say I have a lot. Mike Fitzgerald has a lot. And a lot of podcasters who are commercial podcasters use Dynamic, and they use actually Genesis with Dynamic Overlay. Let me pull up probably the top one you guys I hate to put this one up. And it's EO Fire. One thing I like, it's fairly fast. And here's EO Fire. I always am amazed at what he puts up. And you talk about, Jonathan, we've talked about this site, talk about overselling.
Yeah. So I want to talk, I think I just want to put an introduction about what this is and why I was slightly hesitant in being part of this show. But I decided that it should be part of the list, but it's a hybrid. Basically, first of all, you can't utilize this plugin on all commercial themes. It will only work on themes that come from Studio Press or from other third-party theme makers who have made themes for the Genesis framework. So basically, either you get a theme, a child theme, from Studio Press or from a third party, and all these themes have to be developed to work on the Genesis framework. And then this plugin, which will then work on they also provide a theme. They provide a theme.
Yeah, basic theme. I forgot what they call it.
They provide a theme, and also I think they provide a plugin. Is that correct?
Yeah, I started with Genesis, and it's been so long. It's real basic, and a lot of guys just stick with it. But I'm not sure about the history of Genesis compared to what's out there. But Genesis may be that transitional technology that occurred with WordPress. That maybe there's stuff happening now that's beyond Genesis.
Well, Genesis is a fantastic product. Its development team. It's one of the reasons why you're finding your sites are very, very quick.
Yeah, I do like that.
Because the code that's in Genesis has really been worked on, and the development team have been working on that framework for the past 2 years, and they know it totally. And it's been optimized for speed of development. But it is a complicated framework that provides a lot of hooks and actions that enable a developer, a reasonably experienced developer, to develop a site from the ground up very quickly. But that speed of development can hinder a newbie because they just don't. Not only do they have to learn the basics of WordPress, then they have to learn how Genesis works. So this is where this dynamic comes into play, because it provides a visual GUI that allows you to select all the fundamental power of Genesis without having to know all these filters and actions.
Yeah. Hey, Jonathan, let's try to wrap it up here. I just want to say I've been flipping around a little advertising for timelinesofsuccess.com. And this is my webpage, Genesis with dynamic on top. Like you said, it's pretty fast. Yeah. And here's my page to see it. I've got a lot of stuff on it. It does really well with the YouTube flicks that I embed from time to time. And it just moves fast. It's just for podcasting, it works really well for what I want to do. But what I need to do this month is really take it to the next level. And I need to do some more design work affiliate. There's my iTunes, of course. We actually could go to our site too and find that if we go to WP-Tonic. Anyway, just finishing up, I want to go give a little advertisement for WP-Tonic and Timelines of Success. Let me go to WP-Tonic. In fact, I've got so many tabs open now. WP-Tonic.
Yeah. And what I would say to folks about WP-Tonics, please go to iTunes. And
right there.
And if you do like the shows, please leave a comment and give us a star rating. Yeah. That really, really helps us be found in iTunes, and you would be doing us such a favor by doing that.
Yeah. Let me finish up how they do that. They go to subscribe. That'll bring this web page up, which then you probably have to have iTunes actually on your computer, but then you say view in iTunes, which you have to launch the application. So the application's open right here. So now we can see it. You have to launch the application. That means you have to have iTunes installed on your PC or your Mac. If you have a Mac, it's going to be installed. If you have a PC, you're going to have to install it. But you should have one, and you should have an Apple ID. And you go ratings and review, and then you write a rating. Write a rating right here. First, you put the stars there, write a rating there, put the title. I've already done it, so it won't let me do another one. And it's reviewed, and it'll come up in a couple days. So that's it from my educational moment at the end of here. Jonathan, let's wrap it up. What do you want to wrap up? We're finishing up Burning Man in Reno, so you guys know.
Burning Man.
You all miss Burning Man.
Yeah, all the nude people.
Right now, if you go down to the Atlantis or down to anywhere downtown, there are going to be Burning Man people coming back, washing up and cleaning up.
Yes.
So it's crazy.
Yeah, what I'd just like to kind of say at the end is that I think all the builders that we've looked at are all from reputable companies and reputable sources. And I think you really, I'm not saying any of them are better than the others. I have preferences, and I do like Matt's plugin. I really think his team have done a great job. But I think you need to look at them all and make a judgment about which one you're happy with and you're comfortable with, and then give it a go.
Okay, let's see if I can pull myself up on not share this screen. That's too much work. So you can see me. I'm in my casual clothes, worked out. I'll be gone next week. I'm taking a week off. I'm going to go spend some time with my son, who's a Coast Guard officer. He's on leave. And we're going to go down to Southern California. He's going to a wedding in San Diego. I'll visit my family. And then we're going to go climb Mount Whitney and then back to Reno. So Whitney's a major climb. It's a difficult climb. You got to be in shape. So that's what I've been doing, working out a lot.
Great.
So
thanks, Bill.
Anyway, thanks, Jonathan. I think it came out well. I'm going to